What is up? I am Crypto Mason and welcome back to the Crypto Mason YouTube channel. Shout out to the Gold Squad. We look for gold in every single aspect of our lives and we always find it. Now today we are finally back with another market update video. We were in Hawaii and doing a lot of Christmas travel, so it was very hectic, but we are back to the regular schedule now. We've got a banger of a video. There was a lot of stuff that happened while we were out there in Hawaii. There was crazy stuff. The Bitcoin ETF, spot Bitcoin ETF was approved. Hbar and Algo have partnered up. Brad Garlinghouse has been saying a bunch of stuff. We've got new XRP news, new quant news. I've invested in some new projects even over the past couple weeks here. We're going to talk about it all. Make sure you're watching until the end. Drop a like and comment on the video. We're going to bring back the 100 XRP giveaways. If this video hits 888 likes, we're going to do a 100 XRP giveaway in the Gold Squad Discord. Now, let's jump in to the video today. We have the crypto market sitting at 1.67 trillion. 1.67 trillion. We've got Bitcoin at 42,500. We've got ETH at 2,500. XRP 56 cents. If we keep going down here, we will find Stellar at 11 cents. Hbar at almost 8 cents right there. Very nice. Biggest gainer today is Say. Don't know much about that, but I keep seeing the name. I might have to do some research. We got Render. And we have Chainlink. Shout out to everyone who is holding Chainlink. That is definitely in my long-term portfolio. We've had Flare doing actually pretty good. Pretty good month. We've had 23% gain this month. And this is most likely because they got Google Cloud to join Flare Network as a validator. You know what? Guess who did this first? Hbar has had Google Cloud running a validator for years. Not to diminish Flare, but I mean that's definitely a good piece of news for Flare. But that is what the altcoins are looking like. Here's the bird's eye view for the daily. I'm getting ready for altcoins to pump, right? Because Bitcoin almost went to 50,000 there. Hopefully these altcoins can catch up. I want to see Quant go for another rip here. We're going to talk about what the Quant CEO just predicted for 2024. But first, we've got to talk about the ETF. That was approved. Of course, it was tarnished with the SEC being hacked on Twitter and kind of leaking the news early. That was a horrible situation. I can't believe the SEC let themselves get hacked. And then they try to say that they're the #1 place for crypto information. No, they're absolute morons. They do not put the time in to understand this technology, and they're forcing innovation out of the USA, right? But luckily, we do have some spot ETFs that were approved on Blockworks. You can track the volume of some of these and the pricing and all of that. Quick roundup, the difference between a spot and a futures ETF is that spot actually has to hold the underlying asset. Okay, so like they have to hold the real actual Bitcoin, and it's not some kind of contract thing like futures. So with spot, that has the potential to increase the volume and in turn might increase the price of Bitcoin. So before we get into the XRP stuff, I wanted to mention we do have a $3,000 prize pool right now for our trading contest with Fairdesk. There's a lot of you guys that have entered. Here's the leaderboard for what is that? $415,000 of volume is nothing, folks. If you don't understand how volume works, I will teach you right now. So let's say you got $500, right? You place a trade on 10x leverage with your $500. You have just generated $5,000 worth of volume upon the open and the close. So that's $10,000 worth of volume generated right there. And you know, you only used $500, but your volume is sitting at 10,000. So right here, we've got a $1,000 prize for #1 spot. We've got a $500 prize for top 2, $300 for number 3, and then $100 each for 4 to 10. And then even 11 to 20 get $50 each. So even if you come in 14th place, you're still going to get that $50. So make sure you sign up with the link in the description. I will also leave a tutorial on how to enter the trading contest. Now let's talk about what Brad Garlinghouse has just said. We have Davos on. I believe it's in Switzerland again. It's there every year. It's like always a snowy, cold background. Brad Garlinghouse has just said, quote, "I do think the chair of the SEC, Gary Gensler, is a political liability in the United States, and I think he's not acting in the interests of the citizenry. He's not acting in the interests of the long-term growth of the economy, and I don't understand it." Okay? I think at some point there will be a new chair of the SEC, and I think that will be a good thing for the American people. One of the definitions of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome. I think Gary Gensler is doing the same thing over and over again, and he somehow thinks he's going to win in court. He has continued to lose. Ripple has won the war. They're actually defeating the SEC in court. If you didn't know, every single big company, Amazon, Tesla, Apple, they've all had lawsuits from the SEC, and they've had to fight with them because the SEC are morons. They're absolute morons. And Ripple now has that under their belt, but they actually defeated the SEC, in my opinion. So that's a big piece of Ripple news right there, because, I mean, that's a powerful statement from him right there. Now, the XRP price, continues to just disappoint, in my opinion, right? And I'm a long-term holder. I've been holding for 6 years, around 5 to 6 years, since 2017, right? So I understand how to be patient. I literally have a company called Patience, right? That's our trading indicator company right here. Shout out to patience.io. We've got a ton of members in there trading every day using our trading indicators. But we named it Patience because we've recognized that patience is the number one key in crypto. So I understand that, but dude, come on. We got to see some good price action here. Like, monthly, it's just been doing nothing, right? And at the end of this video, if you continue to watch, we're going to show you some of the new projects and the new opportunities that we've been investing in that are actually going to move, right? Because utility coins like Hbar, XRP, Algorand, all of those coins are very boring in their price action. They have the most exciting news in crypto, but their price doesn't freaking move. Okay, so that's our XRP part for today. We may talk about it in a little bit here again, but let's talk about what Gilbert Verdian, the CEO of Quant, is predicting the trends he sees for blockchain in 2024. Number one, CBDC adoption is not slowing down. I agree. They are secretly behind our backs developing CBDCs across the entire earth, right? That's true. It's not going to slow down. Number two, programmable payments. Absolutely, right? Absolutely. What if, you could auto split payments across the world? Or what if you could, be using public Wi-Fi and slowly be paying it automatically, like a cent a minute or something, or 5 cents per minute of using high-speed free Wi-Fi, right? These little microtransactions, that's programmable payments. Or what if, you could send a contract to someone as an influencer and, they're paying you for a video, and once you post the video, the payment is automatically released without anyone having to do anything. Or same goes for a house, right? What if as soon as the old owners move out and everything is finalized, instantly you get a digital key and your payment is sent? Like, these type of things can happen. 3, an evolving regulatory landscape. This is obvious. Regulations is once again going to be a massive thing in 2024. And then he says the need for interoperability. Absolutely. I've got 3 main crypto plays for interoperability. Quant is my number one holding for the interoperability narrative. And quickly, what that means is that everything needs to connect in crypto. Everything needs to work together. and Quant is one of the projects that's doing that. Then we've got Chainlink, right? Chainlink is an interoperability play. Absolutely love that in my long-term portfolio. And then the third one is a new one that I've recently added, which is called Covalent, CQT. And that is absolutely an interoperability play as well. They're creating one unified API. Definitely do your own research, but those are 3 interoperability plays that I am in. Now, we've got a giant Hbar section of today's video. There's been a lot of news. Capturient, which is, a global integrated environmental asset validator, registry, and regulated exchange. They have just launched a international franchise, so focusing on providing South Korean entities with unparalleled access to ESG assets. And this is bullish. This is another large company building on Hbar. Moving forward, we have another new council member. This was big. This was a couple days ago. Hitachi America is the newest member of the governing council. Now, what the heck is Hitachi? I've never heard of it, but apparently they have a bunch of products and services across a ton of different industries, including electronics, power and industrial equipment, energy, industrial, healthcare, IT, OT, mobility. Crazy. Another giant corporation hopping behind Hedera. Very nice. Now, we also had an interesting vote. The Hbar Governing Council. So that's all those companies, Google, Boeing, all the biggest companies in the world, Ubisoft, LG. They have just voted to allocate 4.86 billion Hbar tokens of additional funds toward further development of the Hedera network. Guess how much money that currently is? 400 million if they liquidated every one of those Hbars. And they're not going to do that, right? So as a Hbar holder, and you should too, we need to watch closely how this money is going to be used, because that is a ton of value. $400 million worth of value in Hbar tokens. That better be used wisely. If I see any stupid use case of that money, Hedera will get a negative tweet from me, because I'm not brainwashed. If Hbar does something bad, I'm going to say that it's bad. I'm not brainwashed, and I'm not paid by them. So if they do something stupid with this money, and I think like that's a bad use case for that money, bro, they're going to get slaughtered for it. And I will remain objective the whole time, because I'm actually not a 9-year-old little girl on the internet who cannot handle objective stances and unemotional investing. There's a lot of those on Twitter, right, that are emotional about their investments. You cannot be that. You will not get rich. Like, that's your downfall right there. You will not get rich in crypto if you're an emotional little girl about your investments, right? You should be able to admit the negatives and admit the positives. But this is crazy. Now, let's clarify a little bit more, right? They're not going to dump this all at once. They might not even dump it, right? It's just how it works, right? There's 4 billion Hbars, right, are given to they're being given to the foundation and a couple other initiatives, right? So the vast majority of that allocation will be allocated by the Hedera board for ecosystem development among existing initiatives, including Hbar Foundation and some of the other Hbar initiatives, right? Here's the thing. What does that money do, or what do those Hbar tokens actually do, right? Until you liquidate them and pay someone in them. So if they have to pay for things, they need to liquidate that unless they're paying in the Hbar token, right? For example, if they give 1 million Hbar to a project for funding, how does that project pay a developer, right? They have to liquidate that Hbar and then pay the developer. Or the developer agrees to accept Hbar to do their work. But then what do you think is going to happen when that developer gets the Hbar? They're going to dump it, right? So eventually all this Hbar does get dumped. But There might be vesting schedules involved with this, right? They're not going to handle it in the wrong way. Like, Hedera is responsible enough that they're not going to handle this in the wrong way. Massive quantities won't be dumped all at once. It'll be vested out. Now, Hbar and Algorand have teamed up, folks. So there is a thing called the DREC Alliance, which is a chain-agnostic effort to enable mass market decentralized recovery. Very interesting. Hedera and Algorand are now both a part of this. They've collaborated on a new alliance and open source protocol to troubleshoot the need for decentralized recovery of digital assets. Here's, a deeper article on that. You guys can read that if you want. But this is very cool, right? They're working together, which is always what I've wanted to see from these big coins that we like Quant, XRP, Algorand, Stellar. All of those coins need to come together and they can do something that will actually change the world. Now, let's keep it going here. We got a few more things to cover, and then we'll get into some projects that I'm liking. Karate Combat put out a new proposal where you can vote on eliminating the 5-second rule in Karate Combat using your karate tokens. Now, I wanted to put this in here because this is the essence of why Web3 is amazing, right? This is the biggest karate league in the world. And if you are a token holder, you actually have a say, you have a vote in where the league goes, right? It's amazing. It's like democratized. It's awesome. And you can vote with your tokens, right? Now, they still control which proposals come out, I believe. Or actually, maybe not. Maybe it's community proposals that if they get enough votes, they'll come out. I'm not sure how the governance works there, but that's just super cool how you can vote. X, or formerly known as Twitter, has just received a money transmitter license for payment services in Utah. Get ready, folks, because X and Twitter is the future of finance. You better be growing your X account. Grow your X account, right? Because it is the most valuable, or one of the most valuable social platforms to have some social strength on. Now, keeping it moving, let's take a look at the projects that I have recently invested in and are loving. So, Satoshi VM. Okay, Satoshi VM is one of these projects that is about to launch in a few days here. They're doing their IDO on the 19th of January. If you want to get into this early, go and look at this tweet. Okay, go to bounce_finance, and you can try to get in early. Now, I am an early investor in the seed round and some of the private rounds. However, I want you guys to be able to get in as early as possible too on Satoshi VM. This is my first Bitcoin ecosystem investment. Both me and Megan are behind investing in this. And basically, they're doing ZK rollups, a contributor-based Bitcoin ZK rollup layer 2 solution with native Bitcoin gas. Okay, so super interesting. Go and look at it. Go and look at what they're doing. Extremely interesting. ZK rollups are going to be a massive narrative going into 2024, and also Bitcoin related projects, right? And this is my first investment into the Bitcoin ecosystem. Now, one of the other projects that I'm watching, and I am an early investor, both me and Megan are early investors into Chirp. This is chirptoken.io. Chirp is a DPIN. We've talked about that before, the DPIN narrative on the channel. Chirp is a DPIN telecommunications network harnessing the power of blockchain. So I am a seed round investor into Chirp, and I'm going to be talking about this project a lot. Very, very cool. Just do your own research, right? And I'll be trying to get you guys in as early as possible on this, whether that be showing you how to get in through launch pads and stuff. But this is extremely, extremely cool if you look into Chirp. A lot of these like Wi-Fi type projects are trending right now. Then we've got Commonwealth. Big shout out to Commonwealth. They got a nice new banner here, new logo, profile picture. They just announced me and Megan being brought on as advisors to the project. But Commonwealth is going to be one of the projects that you can use and get involved with to get in early to crypto deals, right? The main thing in crypto is getting in early, because you're going to make money if you get in early, right? You need to get in as early as possible here. And it looks like my internet is being slow right here, so we'll just stick to looking here. Their beta testing was very successful. There could be an airdrop coming as well related to this, so make sure you're on the Commonwealth, you're following, you're interacting with everything. Please make sure that you're doing that, because then you can get in on a potential airdrop opportunity. So Commonwealth is one of those. Then we've got Covalent. I already talked about that a little bit. Covalent CQT. That's a bit more established token. Their token's already out. Then we got Proppy. Big shout out to Proppy. We recently have been talking about them a lot. And Proppy Keys has just released as well. So basically, Proppy Keys, you can mint and trade real-world addresses on-chain with the Proppy Keys dApp, and it's all powered by the Pro token, launched on Base. Okay, so I minted an address already. If you guys want some codes, I'll try to get you guys some minting codes here. And, you know, their first 1,000 mints, they just had their first 1,000 mints. And you're minting a home address, right? And then you can hold those or stake them, and maybe even sell it to the real owner of that property in the future. So big shout out to Proppy Keys. Go follow Proppy Keys, and also follow just the Proppy token. Awesome project. Awesome project. And then Clio as well. Big shout out to Clio. They are a sponsor and partner of the channel. Clio token. So basically they have Clio.tech, which we're going to open up their website right there. And then they also have the Clio token. So this is a separate social just for the Clio token. They've been working with brands like Google, HP, Lenovo, HSBC. And essentially they're trying to change the whole marketing game, right? So they're changing it to marketing for good. So Clio digitizes social and environmental impact by turning good deeds into unique digital assets. For example, like planting a tree, or planting a couple trees, or doing stuff like that. So good deeds into unique digital assets. So if we go to the Clio token now, right here, so we can go to Clio.xyz, and this will show you a little bit more about the actual token. So they're rewarding time and attention with a tokenized good. If you click buy here, it is on a couple exchanges. So they got listed on Bitmart already, and I believe they are also on Uniswap. So big shout out to Clio. You're going to be hearing a lot more about them on the channel. That is all we've got for today's video. Make sure you drop a like and comment. I love every single one of you. Join the Gold Squad Discord. Join the Patience private Discord. And goodbye.
Please.